What is up, guys? Eric here from Real Film Reviews, bringing you another movie review, this time for the new Tupac Shakur biopic, All Eyez on Me. All Eyez on Me is directed by Benny Boom, who is very well known for actually directing music videos, and it stars Demetrius Shipp Jr. as Tupac Shakur, the man himself. This movie obviously just tells the story of Tupac Shakur from when he was a child, all the way leading up to his tragic end when he was only in his mid-20s. Following in the footsteps of Straight Outta Compton, this film decided to take an era of hip-hop music and pick a specific artist or group from it that was surrounded by other well-known artists that had a major impact on both culture and hip-hop as a whole. And I think Tupac Shakur, of all of the people that have existed in hip-hop, is one of the most important figures. And I think Demetrius Shipp Jr., who plays Tupac in this film, gives a really great performance as Tupac. He plays him all throughout his life, from when he's a teenager up until his 20s, and I thought that he did a really good job carrying both himself as Tupac. He looks like Tupac to a crazy degree, and then he has the cadence of Tupac in the way he speaks and the way he acts in the film. I will say this movie doesn't hold back at some of the more graphic moments in Tupac's life. It doesn't really try to hold back or shield the audience from the life that this man lived, which I really enjoyed. It shows both the ups and the downs of his life and career. Now, All Eyez on Me actually did something very similar to what Straight Outta Compton did when it was made. It decided to take some of the most well-known artists from that era and then have actors play them and interact with Tupac. It was really cool to see that happen. They had someone playing Dr.Dre and playing Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight and all of these really well-known people in the hip-hop world, and that worked really well throughout the film. And then, as it goes without saying, the movie's obviously full of phenomenal music from both Tupac and artists that he was close to. It's really great the way that they use it throughout the whole movie and how they use specific songs of his to describe eras of his life. Now, the issues with this film revolve heavily around the way that it's edited and the way it's written. This film is told halfway as a flashback. It's told throughout stories that Tupac himself is telling in an interview, and then it picks up in real time. But the problem is all of these flashbacks and the way the story is told are edited together really poorly and are very jarringly cut. It lacks character development, and many of the scenes that would have helped to build the character are cut abruptly short, and that constantly happens throughout the film. It's not like just a couple scenes, it's all the time when you're watching a scene, and it seems like this scene will have a narrative end, and then it could easily flow into the next, but instead it just fades to black and picks up on a new scene, and it doesn't really make any sense why those decisions were made, because some of those scenes definitely had more there that they could have dug into, rather than just cutting away and moving on to the next thing. Because this movie focuses heavily on bullet points of Tupac's life. It doesn't seem to care about Tupac himself. It cares about what Tupac accomplished and what he's known for. So rather than focusing on the man and the philosophy that he lived by, it focuses on court cases, you know, assorted issues with money and his lawyers and his bosses and his business, rather than on just him as a person, because that's what Straight Outta Compton did. Straight Outta Compton focused on the group and the members of that group and their connection together and the way they interacted with the business, rather than the way the business interacted with them. The whole film just feels very choppy, and although it still definitely had its moments that were really enjoyable, and Shipp gives a really solid performance as Tupac, in both the performance scenes and the more dramatic scenes, it really loses the essence of Tupac. Tupac Shakur is one of the most important figures in all of hip-hop history. Hip-hop is almost what I exclusively listen to, so the importance of Tupac is not lost on me when I watch this movie, and it leaves out the important philosophies that this man lived by, and these philosophies that he pushed onto the up-and-coming rappers of the era, and knowing that those rappers were influenced so heavily by him to bring us artists like Kendrick Lamar today, it's so upsetting to see a film about him focus only on the specific bullet points of money and business that happened to him, rather than on the man that helped shape what hip-hop is now. I love Tupac's music, and I really wish that this movie would have done better at showing him as a person rather than just specific moments throughout his life. I'm gonna give All Eyez on Me a C. While it seemed like I ripped on this movie a lot, it's only because I'm very passionate about hip-hop. The film is okay, it's very choppy, and it doesn't focus enough on himself for me, but as a hip-hop biopic film, you definitely can learn a lot from seeing it with a solid performance. Well guys, as always, I'm Eric. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought of All Eyez on Me, share everything we do here on Real Film Reviews, and hope to see you guys later.